Did you know Alabama has had 5 capitals? In 1817, St. Stephen's was the first capital for Alabama when it was a territory. It was picked because it was already a major river town on the Tombigbee, and it held only 2 territorial legislative sessions because it was only a capital for 2 years before it became a state. For only 1 year in 1819, Huntsville became the capital. It was a temporary spot to write Alabama's first constitution. It was basically chosen because it was convenient and it was developed enough to host delegates. It wasn't meant to be permanent, so the next year they chose what they thought was a permanent capital. So in 1820, they chose Cahaba as the permanent capital. It was built where the Cahaba and the Alabama rivers meet. For it being chosen was probably influenced because the first governor, William Wyatt Bibb, was given basically this land by the federal government, so he had people survey it and then auction it off to help build the treasury for the new Alabama government. But it was only a capital for basically 6 years. And it's because its main supporter, Governor Bibb, died, and Tuscaloosa, the next capital, was basically doing propaganda saying that it flooded all the time and then there was health concerns based on its location. So in 1926, the capital moved to Tuscaloosa. It was picked because it was more centrally located to the population at the time and it was safer compared to Cahaba. So once it was chosen, they built a new Capitol building there, and that basically influenced more people to go to Tuscaloosa and help the city grow. And with that, other institutions followed, like the University of Alabama opened in 1830. But even with all this, the population shifted more southeast. So Tuscaloosa became too far west compared to where the rest of all Alabama's population was. So they wanted a more central location to where their population was. So in 1846, they chose Montgomery. And it was also chosen because of the access to the Alabama River and the developing railroad situation that was going on at the time. And the land that it was built on, Goat Hill, was basically free land to the capital, and has remained Alabama's capital ever since. So Alabama's capital was chosen a little differently compared to how Georgia's were, where they were chasing their population. That didn't really happen until their last 2 capitals. But each capital reflects a different chapter in Alabama's growth. So if you like this and want to find out more about different states and their capitals and other stuff about them, give me a follow. Tell me in the comments. Thanks for watching.